Thanks for joining me, everybody. We are going to be doing a yoga flow that is going to have a little bit of challenge at the end for our squat depth. So stay with me if you want to take it on, do it up, and always come back and visit this if you want to practice again. So we want to warm up our ankles first. So I'm actually going to have you come into a posture called thunderbolt pose, where your toes are pointing straight back behind you, and you are just going to take your right hand onto your right knee and lift your knee so that you can get a stretch for the top of your ankle. Just want to take a big breath in and breath out. Release your knee down, and we're gonna go to the other side. Lift your knee up, feel that stretch at the top of your ankle. You could always use your hand to brace here. Big breath in and breath out. All right, place your knee down, take your hands underneath your shoulders. Go ahead and tuck your toes and sink your hips back to your heels and start to lift your knees up. So we're coming into this crouched position. You're just gonna take a little bit of free flow, organic movement here to rock the knees from side to side and get your ankles ready. Take a big breath in and breath out. All right, we're gonna start to pike the hips up and move into downward facing dog. So you can walk your feet back. We're gonna take the hands as wide as the shoulders, maybe a little bit wider if you do have a lot of tension in your traps and upper back. And then I want you to take a breath in and drop your head. Breath out and feel your head get even heavier. Inhale and start to lift your left leg high to the sky. Exhale, bend your left knee into your chest, squeeze it in, step your left toes through, and then bring your right leg forward, come into a forward fold. Inhale, take a halfway lift, look forward, and then exhale, fold back down over your legs. Let's separate the feet a little wider apart and just come all the way up to stand. We're gonna come into Malasana, yoga squat. So we're gonna take the knees wide apart. And then what tends to happen here is that we drop the chest down because this could feel really nice for the hips, but we want a lot of activation in the outer edges of your hips. So we wanna take that same movement we did in the beginning, but now we're upright. So lift the chest. Work on opening those ankles, stretching the calves. One more inhale. And exhale, hands down. Heel ball toe your feet a little closer together. Big breath in, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Step back to downward facing dog. Just reacquaint yourself with this position. Just warming up here, drop the head, big breath in. And breath out. Inhale, right leg high to the sky. Exhale, step your right toes through and then your left. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. We're gonna stretch the arms up and then exhale, hands right to heart center. Start to sink into chair. So when you come into your chair pose, there's a tendency to really kind of lay into the lower back. So what I want you to do is feel your tailbone curl down slightly and draw those low ribs in. You're gonna feel your hips pull back and more tension in your hamstrings. Then you can slide your hands to heart center and work on finding space in your outer hips and like around your ribs here. So we're pulling them down as we lift the chest up. Exhale, twist over to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist over to the right. Inhale, center. Now push your hands into one another. Twist and center and twist and center. Begin to extend your arms forward. Just feel that heat build and then roll up onto your tippy toes. Start to draw low belly up and in and begin to straighten your legs as you rise up high. Lift through the chest. Lift out of the waist, squeeze your glutes, and then exhale, start to swan dive down over those legs, maybe staying up onto those tippy toes. And as your hands touch the ground, your heels will touch the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward. Exhale and step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, begin to round out to a high plank position. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Now linger at the bottom there and then slowly tap your chest down to the ground. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale and lower down to the ground. Extend your arms back behind you, interlace your hands behind your sacrum, squeeze your hands together as you lift your chest, come into a version of locust pose. Exhale and lower down. Hands underneath your shoulders now, walk them back by your low ribs. Press your tops of the feet down into the ground. Inhale, lift up into your upward facing dog. Exhale, pull it all the way back, downward facing dog. Getting into our flow, inhale, left leg high to the sky. Exhale, left knee to chest, squeeze it in and step your left toes through. Seal your right heel down to the mat. Inhale, rise up. Warrior one. When you come into warrior one, we want to pay attention to what the hips and the ribs are doing here. So we want to square the hips, then ribs in, then you can stretch your arms up. Exhale, plant your hands down onto the ground and roll up onto the right big toe mound. Walk your hands forward and lift your right leg, coming into standing L. Take a big breath in here. Take your left hand to heart center and then your right. Now start to bend your left knee, hover there, hold. Now squeeze your right knee into your chest and then exhale, pull back. Stay bent in that left knee. 2 more, right knee in. Pull it back, and then last one, right knee in, come all the way up to stand, squeezing that right knee into your chest, and then cross your right ankle over your left. Start to push the hips back. You can keep your hands at heart center, or you can fold over your leg. Big breath in here, and exhale, fold a little deeper. One more inhale, maybe halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Inhale, start to make your way all the way back up. And then exhale, we're gonna step it back to warrior two, just for a moment here to let the hips start to open up. So we're gonna square the hips to the right side of the mat, interlace your hands behind your sacrum, lift your chest, bow to the inside of your left thigh, squeeze your right leg, and then keep squeezing your right leg as you come up, straighten your left leg, lift your left toes, drop your right hand to your right thigh, and lift your left arm upward. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down to the ground, roll up onto the right big toe, pull your left leg back to 3-legged high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, bring it all the way back. Downward facing dog. Second side, inhale, right leg high to the sky. Exhale, right knee to chest, squeeze it in. Step your right toes through. Seal your left heel down to the ground. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge, into your warrior one. So that left heel is on the ground. We think about drawing low ribs in, squaring the hips, and then stretching the arms up into the sky. Push down into the right big toe mound here. And exhale. Take your hands right to heart center, bend into that left knee, roll up onto the right big toe mound, and come into your warrior three. Warrior three, we're extending heart forward, then bend your right knee. Take a moment here, and then squeeze your left knee into your chest. Now extend your left leg back and let the little wiggles and wobbles happen, your ankles calibrating to this one-legged squat. And then we're gonna start to lift that left knee up to the chest, cross your left ankle over the right and sink your hips back. Lift your heart. Exhale, pull your hips back, maybe fold over your leg. You can drop your head. Sink into your breath and go into the sensations that you're feeling right now in your body. One more inhale. And exhale. Inhale, start to roll around all the way up. And then we're gonna step that left foot back and you'll open up into warrior two. So take a moment to just adjust. We want the right toes forward, the left foot is parallel to the back edge of your mat. You're gonna lift your chest, lift your arms, interlace your hands, lift your heart, and then bow to the inside of your right leg. Inhale, push into your left leg to rise all the way up. Straighten out that right leg. Dip your left hand back to your left thigh. Turn the right toes up to the sky. Exhale, rebend that right knee. Cartwheel your hands down. Slide your right leg back. 3-legged high plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, bring it all the way back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high to the sky. Bend your left knee, open your hips, scorpion your tail. Straighten out your left leg, turn your left toes down to the ground and step your left toes through. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge, stretch your arms up. Exhale, come up onto that right big toe mound, warrior three. Bend your left knee. Squeeze your right knee up towards your chest. Cross your right ankle over your left, sink the hips. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, step your right foot back, open up warrior two. Now drop your right hand down, straighten your left leg, lift the left toes up. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down, stay with me here. We're gonna lift that right leg back up. Bend your right knee, bring it in towards your chest and lift. All right, now we're gonna take your hands to your knee, lift your chest, then start to extend your arms upward. Straighten your right leg out. Twist, cross your left hand to the outside of your right leg, or ankle or shin, wherever you can grab it, and then lift your heart. Now take your right hand to your left foot. So you could stay right here, or we work a pistol squat. So you're gonna bend that left knee, lower all the way down to the ground. Extend your left leg out. And maybe on that journey, you use your hands, but you met up with me here. We're gonna lift the heart, and then extend the arms. You're gonna roll back, bend your left knee, place it on the ground. So we have to come all the way back up into that position. You're gonna use a little bit of momentum to help you. So just start to extend that right leg forward. See if you have the ankle flexion to get there. And then we add a little bit more. And on this final one, you're gonna place your left foot down, woo, and there might be wobbles. We lift back up, you pull into that warrior three, and you're celebrate, woo. Plant your hands down, step your right foot back, pull your left leg back, and then come out to your high plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. One more side. Here we go. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, right knee into your chest, step the right toes through. Inhale, rise, warrior one. Exhale, come into that warrior three. Big breath in. Exhale, step back, warrior two, stretch apart. Inhale, rise up. Exhale and bow. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Take your left hand, dip it down to your left thigh, turn the right toes up to the sky. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down to the ground, and then lift your left leg upward. Exhale, bend that right knee, squeeze your left knee into your chest, and come all the way up to stand. Now start by hugging that left knee into your chest, and notice if your chest wants to move really far forward here. We're gonna try to bring it back, shoulders over the hips, then arms come up and left leg extends. This is where we work the twist. Stretch your arms out apart from one another. Take your right hand to the outside of your left leg, lift your chest. Now we're gonna take that left hand to the right, cross your wrist, lift your chest, and now we're gonna take that pistol squat all the way down. Bend that right knee, let the wiggles, let the wobbles happen. If your chest comes forward, bring it back. Lift your heart, extend your right leg, hold it here. Now extend both arms, lift your heart, and then lower all the way down. Bend your right knee, place it on the ground. Practice rolling up, and then pull back, and then roll up again. And on that third time, maybe you get a little bit more momentum. Woo! And we lift up, and you just notice my right side's definitely weaker than my left. Then you can pull your left leg back, square the hip. You're in that warrior three. You celebrate with your heart lifted. Exhale, fold on down. Step your left foot back, and then your right. Come into three-legged high plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, we pull it all the way back, downward facing dog. Take that biggest breath that you've taken all day. Exhale, let it go. Look to your hands. Hop or up to your hands. Come into forward fold. Bend your knees, belly to thighs. We're gonna slowly lower all the way down. Cross your ankles. Take a moment to just keep your hands at heart center, or hands on your thighs if that allows you to ground a little bit more easily. One more inhale. And exhale. Gently blink your eyes open. Thank you so much. I hope you had a fun time in this class, and you can always feel free to revisit it, and you have any recommendations, just let me know. And I'll see you next week. Thanks.